up, Bat fans? You're watching Gotham Cribs, and today I'm taking you on a sick tour of Wayne Manor. Let's go.
Yeah, you know what it is.
It's very much, we looked at the first one and said, that was our version of an adventure movie. This is our version of a superhero movie.
I think that's just a universal story that people love, and I think there's a lot of jokes and a lot of action in it that I think will also I think people around the world will love.
Black stripe.
The Lego Batman movie is a way for me to give back to my fans with a glimpse into my real life of fighting crime and brooding heroism.
We're heroes and team up and fight crime together.
You know what it is.
And what I love about this movie the most is that it finally takes the time to explore my sensitive side.
Experience the very emotional story.
Look, Bad Dad! It's the Batman movie!
Don't call me Dad. Just go to your room, okay?
Woohoo! I've been parented!
Hey, Pewter. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home.
乐高电影系列最新作品《乐高蝙蝠侠大电影》3月3日正式登陆内地院线。蝙蝠侠、小丑、小丑女、罗宾等 DC 旗下人气角色摇身一变，成为乐高迷你超级英雄，笑闹银幕，为经典故事再续新篇。没有老式超级英雄的说教气息，更充满黑人黑己的幽默态度。乐高蝙蝠侠大电影一经上映，就用创新和活力一改固化的超级英雄模式，让影迷和观众惊喜不断。时至影片上映之际，时光网独家专访电影幕后主创，对话真正的乐高英雄，揭秘影片拍摄的幕后故事，也带领观众提前领略这个与众不同的乐高英雄世界。
I'm a big Batman fan. I was as a kid. I loved Batman. I loved the animated series. I loved when he showed up on Super Friends and Scooby Doo and the Adam West stuff. I thought was really funny. And then Frank Miller and Tim Burton. Those things came into my life at the right time, and so I've been a Batman fan since almost my entire life. So being able to do a movie like this, being able to tell a story about Batman that maybe the other filmmakers can't do, because we are doing it in animation, we are doing it in Lego, is just an amazing opportunity for me.
So it's just like that mixed in with this lore, of these characters. They're really, the world of all of these characters is really dynamic. The relationships, this is like a relationship movie, and it's about relationship with your father figure, relationship with your son figure, relationship with your friends, relationship with your enemies. Like, it's really complex, actually, and it's really beautiful. And to see, it makes sense that it's like, it's getting built. It's about building things, So I think it's a really good marriage. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Initialize master building.
Got it. Here you go, Father.
I need a macaroni. Yes, we did it. Pretty cool, huh?
Why did you build this thing with only one seat?
Because last I checked, I only had one butt.
Very much, we looked at the first movie and said, that was our version of an adventure movie. This is our version of a superhero movie. And in the first movie, we did have some restrictions, because you have to remember that was Will Ferrell's character having to build that set in his basement. In this movie, we don't have that restriction, so we've gone even bigger, even grander. If this is a superhero action movie, how big can you go with the city? How can you go with the action? How you can go with the vehicles and the building? I think it's really important for us that we constantly have to evolve the look, but at the end of the day, we want kids to watch a movie and go home and be inspired to build. That's what it's all about. And so we tried different moves to encourage that kind of behavior.
For the first Lego movie, it was all about just trying to get it to feel photoreal. For this movie, I wanted it to feel photoreal and be really saturated, be really bold with the lighting and the colors. There's an artist called Basil Gogos who does these really great paintings, and I wanted to feel like a Basil Gogos painting kind of come to life.
We spent some time after the first movie, I gotta say, Animal Logic spent some time in R&D. So while we worked on the story and decided which was the next movie to tell, Animal Logic worked on the technology, because they wanted the next movie to look even bigger, grander than the first movie. And obviously wanted a great movie that looked good in 3D as well. And the idea is, like, how do you create an expansive toy set come to life? So the movie for us looks amazing in 3D, looks amazing in IMAX, because it's a kid's dream. You know, if you had all the resources in the world, what would a Batcave look like out of Lego? What would Gotham City look like? And that's what we explore in this movie.
Welcome home, sir. Initializing Batcave music. So, did anything exciting happen today?
I saved the city again. It was off the chain. Anyway, I should probably have some grub.
Alfred left your lobster thermidor in the fridge.
Oh, that's my favorite. I can't wait. Not 20 minutes. Stupid.
Whatever fluidity you can sort of dream up, you can put in the film. Obviously, with Legos, they're limited in their actual poses. How does that maybe inform the action filmmaking? From your perspective?
That's a fun constraint to play with. You know, of course, because the action in this movie is even bigger than the first movie, and certainly the hand-to-hand combat, so there are a few cheats we had to do. But overall, it's a fun constraint because we think it's funnier that our characters have to move in their kind of restrained way, the way they have to fight, the way the joints move, and the way the legs move. So I think we just really embrace that constraint and make it as funny as possible.
I give them a lot of reference, but they also go off and they try to find and rotoscope, you know, some of these ideas that you see in an action scene, but they'll do it. They'll be able to kind of interpret it in a way that gets the feeling across, but still uses the Lego, the Lego, 9 points of articulation. Sometimes they'll change out the arm for a different brick, or they'll do something where it looks like speed lines and that kind of thing. There's a lot of fun bells and whistles and tricks that they use in order to get the big idea across.
So, Batman, what made you want to do a Lego Batman movie?
Obviously, after I made the Lego movie, a monster hit, $468 million worldwide. Not that I'm counting, of course. It seemed clear to everyone that the world needed more of me. The Lego Batman movie is a way for me to give back to my fans with a glimpse into my real life of fighting crime and brooding heroism.
Well, now that you have your own Lego movie, what was it like working with your new co-stars?
Yeah, the suits at the studio thought my dark life of fighting crime alone needed a few more heroes in it. Even though I really don't need anyone at any time, ever, because I'm totally awesome, and Batman works alone.
Come on, Batman, let's get grooving!
Fact is, I'm a team player.
So, Joker, how did you get involved with Lego Batman?
Well, obviously, I'm Batman's greatest enemy, no matter how much he may deny it. So when the studio asked me to be the main villain in this movie, I leapt at the chance to work with him again. I mean, let's face it, there is no Batman without the Joker. We go together like coffee and donuts, lapel flowers and rubber chickens, mayhem and destruction.
So what do you love about this movie?
And what I love about this movie the most is that it finally takes the time to explore my sensitive side. I mean, yes, I am a master criminal / improv comedy genius, but I'm also a nice guy. And once Batman finally realizes this, I won't be just smiling on the outside, I'll be smiling on the inside too. That'll be a nice relief.
You want to play games, do you, Batman? Save the city or catch your greatest enemy.
You think you're my greatest enemy?
Who else drives you to one-up them the way that I do?
Superman.
Superman's not a bad guy.
I like to fight around.
Are you seriously saying that there is nothing special about us?
There is no us. Never will be. Now, I gotta defuse that bomb.
Robin, what has it been like working with Batman on Lego Batman?
In the end, everyone loves and respects me forever, which I think is important. We're like me and my biggest fans.
Or you and your awesome team.
It's called the Lego Batman movie. Just saying.
Oh, you're such a great Padre.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to give you a big old hug.
Thought you were attacking me.
How does Robin feel about you, Batman?
Dick here looks up to me in every way.
Of course I do. We are the best team ever.
He idolizes me to no end.
I want to be just like you when I grow up, Padre.
Little guy wants to grow up to be a crime-fighting vigilante superhero just like me, no matter how dangerous and illegal it is.
Look, Bat Dad! It's the Bat Dune buggy!
Don't call me Dad. Just go to your room, okay?
Woohoo! I've been parented!
How does this movie portray Gotham City?
This movie reflects a new Gotham City, my Gotham City, where heroes can team up and fight crime together.
Well, in your opinion, then, what is Lego Batman about?
An epic tale about one woman's bravery to challenge a city and their hero and make the world a better better place.
Alfred, what will this film change, do you think, about audiences' perceptions of Batman?
I think it's wonderful that the world gets to see a different side of Batman. But there's a lot more to Gotham's Dark Knight than meets the eye.
Why do you think people should see Lego Batman?
Experience the very emotional story of a young English lad with a dream that he's held since childhood to become the most popular butler, the most famous butler in motion picture history.
It is a lot of improvisation because you have Zach, because you have Will, because you have Michael Cera. There's a lot of stuff that you find in the record suite. I also think that just the amount of references to Batman movies and other movies, like being able to do the Passenger 57 joke, always bet on black, but with Batman, I was really proud of that.
No more vigilantes allowed in Gotham City.
Wanted! Blah! Blah! So every time coming in, we didn't have a script, so it was like cold reading all the time. And every time I'd come in and be like, here's a 4-hour session, and you walk in and you see this stack of papers like this, and you're like, and it was just only your own stuff. And every once in a while those other things, and he'd be like, okay, flip to this, and I'm like, I'm like laughing because I'm starting to read some of the other stuff, and I'm like, wait, what is this? And like these like little reveals, and just it's kind of like The Simpsons or any of that kind of stuff. Like when you're doing animation, you can really explore different like avenues to get the story out, like, you know what I mean? And it's so open and provocative, actually. So it's so you can get that stuff in that's going to be really funny for the adults, but totally go over the heads of the kids and they'll still enjoy it. And it was really fun to see all of these adults like having so much fun. And you'd see every time I'd come back in to read something, I'd go, oh, you added something. Oh, you snuck that in. How did you get away with that? And clearly they were figuring out ways to get around stuff. It was awesome.
Have you been to Soup Plantation? I went there.
That informed everything about your
Yeah, that's where I got most of my jokering from. No, I mean, we keep saying it. To me, the character is so there. There's been many voices, and to try to be so distinctly the voice, I think we were more interested in the relationship between Batman instead of kind of having outside influences.
Packed by Gotham's greatest criminal minds.
I need to go much slower.
Was there a favorite, and now having seen the film presumably, is there a favorite joke that sticks out for you that you didn't anticipate?
There's so much. I mean, the movie is such an overload of things coming at you and jokes coming at you and sequences and ideas, and I have to see it again. Actually, Saturday was the first time I saw it, and you just it's kind of a broad sweep, like taking in this movie. So I'd love to just watch it again and take it apart a little.
You kind of almost like gotta watch it in like slow motion, because I'm sure those animators throw in stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like there's just so much stuff in it. Like even particularly for me, I like the quiet moments where it was like, it was about just showing like a physicality, and and like, oh, okay, so like here comes like when like her walking away or things like that, like just like really funny stuff. The gremlins just kind of coming in, but you don't really know. For me, it's just like I loved all of these characters. I grew up loving Batman. I grew up loving all of this kind of stuff, and to see yet this other exploration of like how you can even bring out more dynamics than you ever thought, because if you throw Voldemort in there, it just gives it another level. It's just like really fun, because I think we're in the remix generation. It's like everything's like throw in a little 90s, throw in a little 80s, here's a 70s reference, there's a bit of 60s, like it's kind of amazing. It feels like
big stew.
It's just like incredible. Like there's something in there for everybody, and you'd see people like in the audience. You'd see people like someone would chuckle over here, like you could tell there was just stuff in there for everybody. It was kind of surprising and fun.
This is an international. People know this comic book story. They know the whole Batman thing.
It's a movie for all audiences. Men, women love the movie. Moms love it. Dads love it. Kids love it.
Well, it's a universal theme. The idea of you got to do it. You can't do it alone. You need to do it. You need family is important, and relationships and depending on other people and unity and those are themes that I think that anybody in any culture can kind of relate to.
think that's just a universal story that people love, and I think there's a lot of jokes and a lot of action in it that I think will also I think people around the world will love.
Wait, Batman back in. Forgot to drop the mic.